kind of hopeless, guys. And sometimes, frick, the universe just wants to knock you down.
This is Tuk Tuk Tori, and we're currently in the mountainous town of Tumbes, Peru. Ahead of us, we've got 3 days of non-stop driving in order to get to Machu Picchu, whilst along the way losing a drone and encountering some random police checks.
This is unfortunately the obstacle we were working with. It's never easy in the Tuk. The weather's just cleared up enough for us to get out without any rain as well, which is fantastic.
But it did rain a lot overnight, leaving the highway conditions very slippery.
If you're wondering, oh my god, you good? They really tried to overtake me on a freaking turn. Oh, this is insane. All I can smell is just their brakes. This is dumb. This is dumb. And I told them to like take care because that was really unnecessary. Oh my god.
This morning I've seen other horses, people walking horses on this road. It's like, it's Peru. You can't be stupid in the rain is all I'm saying.
Hey, that was a mini patty. A mini Doberman. Buen día, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? De Australia. Y la moto del Bolivia. Y soy el dueño. Y la perito de... Guardar todo. ¿Cómo? Guárdalo. Allá. Sí. Yes. Ok. Ya, habla inglés, Mister, ¿dónde está su corazón? Ya, estoy buscando en Perú, ¿ya? Pero con tu inglés, ¿estás buscando la gringa? Yes. Bueno, amigo,
¿Tiene su hermana?
Presenta una gringa, pe.
Ok.
Dale tu número, pe, para comunicarnos. Espectador, una gringa llama, pe. Gringo, pe, conversamos.
Yeah, mejor.
It's another funny police stop, just like we had in the last episode, where I'm doing everything it takes to travel onwards problem-free. But it's great that they were kind to me, and I now have a police contact in the region in case anything happens.
Classic freaking 8 AM convos with the police. where the police again are trying to date somebody from my country.
yeah, we got some kind of shocking weather. I would have loved to get the drone out, but I've just been snacking all day from like these little local markets. And I've seen a little street vendor and thought, mate, something like this. ¿Te molesta si estoy sacando una foto de ti? Mostrar gente de mi país, cómo es un poco de Perú, de todos lados, Lima, Ayacucho, todo. So we have a little bit of chips, lettuce, pasta. Ya, a los dos, por favor. Gracias. I don't know what these sauces are, but they look pretty good. And then she chucks a little chicken on top, and it's just job done. Qué rico, qué grande. Good way to cool down the motor, get a bit of a feed in. It's pretty nice chicken. Roadside chicken. I put Patty's jacket on and we stopped in the mud. And like this, you can see where she puts her feet in the back. All this red and a little bit on my backpack, a little bit on the duffel bag. She likes to step on some stuff to look around. You're good, you're okay. You don't like the rain, eh? Ciao, ciao. Ciao, amigo. Ciao. Yeah, gracias, amigo. Yeah. Ciao, amigo. Un gusto. Gracias. Ciao. Oh, back on the road, eh?
Miércoles, está con su guardaespaldas.
I'm glad you're chilling.
Fortunately, I leave this town on a full stomach because in a moment my world is turned upside down.
Oh my goodness, I'm worried out of my mind right now. We've just lost the drone. I was literally flying it like normal. It's kind of just started spitting, but it wasn't raining, there wasn't fog cover, and the remote's lost connection. But I've pulled over, I've seen it up in the sky, and I've tried to I've got a black screen on my remote, and I'm trying to control it back to me, and it's just started flying back to home. So that's home, by the way, where we launched the drone off from. I've doubled back, come back to find it. The remote's still not connecting to it, and I've lost it from the sky now. Oh my gosh. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. I've got to take the remote. I don't know whether this little signal tower affected the connection as well. But it's raining and I'm in no mood to try to find a drone I don't know where it is. Where we've got all this region to cover, and it's raining harder now. Oh my gosh. I really want the rain to stop because I don't want it to get damaged if it takes us a while to find. He visto algo volando por aquí. ¿Tú?
Celular con atender.
Ya, estuve volando algo y está perdiendo conexión con mi control. Pero ¿está arriba? ¿He visto algo arriba? Sí, algo volando.
Kaipi, China, kaipi.
Uy, uy,
Kanalang.
uy, como ahora.
Ya, kai punin.
Acá.
An China.
Gracias. That's about where it would be. Holy heck. Holy heck, it's freezing. Whew. Like, ladies and gentlemen, we've been driving this highway the entire time. The fact that we lose connection while there's a local with us is crazy. I really want to find this drone, man. Paddy's in the tuk-tuk.
I was walking around on foot for an hour before I gave up, knowing I needed the sheep herder's help.
It's good to see you, MS Buds. Si tú, pero tú muéstrame y es tuyo. ¿Ya? Vamos y 100 soles para ti. Ya. I think she knows where it is, and we don't speak the same language. Like, she's all these words I'm using and she's using, it's not the same. But I think she knows where it is. She's just leaving all the sheep and cows, and she sent me ahead. This is like an hour later, by the way. I'm still on this hillside. I've gone to the other hillside. I'm doubling back. Still no luck. It's almost like looking for a needle in a haystack. Hola, Pats. It's not a good day. It's cold and stressful. The worry is also, if it did return to home, it would have probably landed right on the side of the road. Depending on how accurate it is, I haven't had any experience with it. And the next passing car could have seen it and then just taken it.
I spent another 2 hours expanding the radius I think it would have lowered itself in, losing all hope and my mind running wild.
We were overdue to go hiking. I guess we're hiking. I want to be as happy as Pat. I don't feel I get to be.
The longer I spent out here, the more my emotions bubbled.
Oh my goodness, I am exhausted and hopeless. We've covered this entire kind of hillside. The grandma that I met was really sure it landed here. I've gone back to the return to home site. Nothing.
The overcast footage makes it hard to see, but it's already late in the afternoon, and very soon we'd lose the little light we had. If it wasn't already cold and the dangerous conditions of the road weren't already enough, nightfall was about to make things a lot worse.
What city are we going to be at next to buy a drone? What the heck?
Right here I hit an all-time low. I'm rarely homesick on the adventures simply because I'm always distracted. I always have somewhere to go, something to edit, or a task to complete to do more of those other two things. Walking around pointlessly, cold and tired above 4,000 meters altitude, I called my dad. It brought a homesick pain in my chest that I had never felt before, spurred on by the recent visit from my family just a few weeks ago.
Kind of hopeless, guys. It's less about the drone as well, it's more about the footage. It obviously, like, I haven't backed it up since Lima, so you've probably been wondering why there hasn't been any drone footage for the last month of episodes. And you know, I don't like to quit. I like to follow things through, and for the sake of Patty and I, the cold and the highway, the altitude. We've still got to drive. It's like I've got to be getting going soon.
I got in the tuk-tuk and decided to take one last ride past the home point where the drone took off from.
You're not going to believe it. I come past twice. I nearly ran it over the freaking thing. You living legend. You living literally. I remember this freaking like can, this Cusqueña can, like the back of my hand. I just remembered it right then. That like I parked right here. I can't believe it. You bloody legend. You bloody legend. I gave up on ya. I gave up on myself, man. God damn it. I really thought this was such a silly idea to come back home, and it was dead accurate. This is where the roof of my tuk-tuk was, where it's Pats, we did it. We did it. Oh my God, this freaking adventure is such an up and down, but always sprinkler solution throughout the journey.
Here's the playback of the infamous drone footage. You tell me if it was worthwhile. It's just an ordinary flight. Low traffic on the road, so I'm able to maneuver the path to film additional angles. Here's a look at the mountain range I just spent 4 hours searching across, and this here is the sheep herder. Literally the only foot traffic on this entire highway. I thought she would be detrimental to pointing me in the right direction, but in hindsight now, I realize she sent me on a wild goose chase. Right above her is when the drone disconnected. To this day it still works, but the connection to the remote is always laggy. This is the DJI Mini Pro 3 in case you're wondering, which I bought 3 years ago, but the next drone I buy will still be a DJI, and here's why. Upon the connection loss, it flew a direct flight path at the same altitude back to where I launched it from. It slowly lowered to the ground and just sat there. The propeller wings would have been flashing the usual red and green, and it kept recording. Even recording long enough to watch me drive by it twice while searching for it before it then losing battery completely.
Frick, I gotta just send a photo to Dad and he'll be stoked, just like I am.
Oh heck. I was as well while I was walking the mountain doing the saddest Patreon update, so I'll be able to update them and saying, legends, we got it back. So, oh heck, holy heck. DJI, you bloody legend. Just look at how cooked the weather is now. This is the hillside that I was trying to fly my drone on. I got really lucky with nice weather. The fact that the rain even held out long enough for the drone to be found, and then before it got rained on. I gotta start chatting about it, but life has a weird way of showing you things, and everything truly happens for a reason. I believe that through and through. Even if I never found the drone, there's a reason for it as well. That's where I did the turnaround at. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Fog lights on. An hour of downhill to go. Proud of you, Miss Putz. Hey, who's that? Smexy stuff, that is. Yeah, he respects it. How good. How good do we look? I'm just so stoked since we got the drone back. It's a whole vibe. Got the speakers on. See them lights? There it is, Andahuaylas. We are only going and done it. We're here 4 hours later than we should be. It's pitch black outside now, about 7 o'clock currently, but that's all right. That's all right. It was a day I really didn't think we'd be getting here after dark, but we are. Oh, classic tuk-tuk adventures. Life's good. Tuk-tuk town apparently too. Well then, we got the hotel booked and sorted. Just kind of got to take the stuff out, put it in the room. Parked the tuk-tuk up in the garage, but we're right near the main plaza, which is really nice. And it's not a bad price, to be honest. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Accepts Patty, $20 US, private bathroom. I'm a very, very now relaxed, happy man. How cool is this, Miss Pat? This is the plaza that we're kind of staying beside. A couple street doggies. You're just checking it out. There it is. Bicentenario Andahuaylas. We made it. It took all of us, the drone included. It's beautiful. Oh, I needed to show you this, legends. This is the rubbish truck, and they've all got their own little songs that they play. So it's a custom song that they've made, and it's talking about like taking out the trash, collecting the trash. And they're just playing ads, I guess. They're paid by companies because they're one of the few cars that maybe can legally roll around with a megaphone on top, playing different stuff. Little alleyway that's even closed off to cars and things. It's pretty cool. All right, we'll go get you dinner as well, Miss Pats. Take you back home. Eat. There you go. Good girl. 2 big scoops. Proud of you. Mate, this looks legit, this spot. We could have a feed. They said we could do half-half of like a half like pepperoni and then half like these are both sweet. But like with fruits on top, that would be a bit interesting, but we're just gonna go a full pepperoni and get a little dessert on the side. Hell yeah, man. The view of the plaza, Peru's Inca Cola, with some, it's like icing sugar and cinnamon on some breadsticks. And then this is the meat lovers with a bit of mushroom. I had a wood-fired pizza oven, so the meal almost cost more than the hotel, but that's completely fine. It's very much needed. It was a big day. It shouldn't have been this big, but it was. And now we're enjoying it. Peru, baby, we're back. I had a couple rest days in this little town. Very much needed, very much refreshed. Did a bit of editing, and I'm feeling freaking Olympic. What about you, Miss Pats? Yeah, she had a bit of a snooze, a couple of days of snoozing. Oh, Lisa's hectic. That's it. He's showing off for the camera and I'm stalling a tuk-tuk uphill. There's never a dull moment in Peru. Under Huaylas, we're heading on out. We're about 3 days away from Machu Picchu. In a very tuk-tuk friendly region of Peru. We are everywhere, we are a problem. Just makes sense, I guess. Fuel efficient travel, a lot of taxis. Nobody really owns this vehicle for personal use. Pati, quiere jugar, perdón. No, come. Pati, no hagas eso. No hagas eso. No huele cualquier persona. Relax, you got a friend. You got a friend. Okay. Pati. Hey, vamos, come. Ya, por aquí. Place, vamos, place. Place.
Está paseando el perrito.
Ya, una locura. Feliz. Ya. Hectic stuff. By the way, the drone works. It's pretty positive. You can rely on your old man money. Yeah, it's getting late in the afternoon now, ladies and gentlemen. Forget red wine. Stay close to me.
The day continued and the vibes were high as we kept crushing kilometers. This was until we came across some bored and very uptight police officers who undertook the most thorough vehicle search we've ever had. They don't even check this much at a border crossing, and they were definitely looking for something. What took them 10 minutes to pull out and rummage through took me 25 minutes to have the Tetris-like bag set up, put back in just a way that nothing can shake loose and fall out of my doorless vehicle.
Yeah, it's not just me, right? Like, I just saw the guy back there getting pulled over. He was getting patted down, and it's just such an annoying vehicle to pack, and everything has its own little place. And they were just ripping everything out of it, bags, and just put it on, like leaving it on the road. Taking my spare tire out underneath the seat, like everything literally fits so perfectly. They looked at my passport. They said you're here illegally. I said, yeah, I know. I've overstayed my visa, but I've got to just pay the fine at the border. I've tried to extend my visa, didn't work. And then they looked at me after like checking the vehicle and said, have you got anything illegal? I said, no, like I don't, yeah, I'm not that type of person. He said, no, but like, you know what I'm talking about, any white stuff. That's when I was like, no, like I do not muck around with the law, and I would not, like, that's insanity to even touch that stuff. So I'm not a believer in any of that. So he just said, okay, you're good to go. And then he just, yeah, didn't even, like, the passport and license he left on the roof of my car, and he just stepped back. The other officer was kind of nice about it. He said, do you want me to help you? And I just said, no, as soon as you clear me, I'm gonna put Patty back in the vehicle, and then from there I'm gonna just put everything back in its somewhat right spot. I'm not mad, because if it was only me, then it would feel unfair, but they just had a lot of time on their hands. Not a lot of traffic's passing through this road today, so there we are. That's the, you can't really see it, but it's saying garage. So we got the hostel garage set up, got tuk-tuk Tori in a car park. Today was the day. I didn't expect it to be such a big day, but it was, and we didn't go that far. It was just very much mountainous. Then the police thing at the end, that really kind of just like put me in a weird mood. But tomorrow's a brand new day. We're just gonna have a good little feed, take Patty around this new city. I didn't even realize, but we're out on the trot with Pats. It's a tuk-tuk. So we've just got a burger coming from this tuk-tuk. We're getting the chicken. 5 soles, but with an egg, 6 soles. Look at that. It's un monster, señor. Gracias. Qué bueno, exactly what I need. Gracias. Queda con... Gracias. No, gracias a ti. Look at that. 6 soles, but I left him with 10. Like, even 10 soles is a steal. What? That's bigger than your head. Look at that. And we found a hot caramel-filled churros for dessert. This is a Peruvian style. You would have seen it back when I had it with my family in Lima, so it's nice memories. There we are. That's the street view of our $20 US bedroom, isn't it? But it's good girl. That is the 2 big handfuls of patty food. Nice big bed, and yeah, solid bathroom. More than we could ask for.
You legends know we're going through it when we're starting each day in the early morning and finishing up at night. We've been driving some big days of kilometers, and with a final push today, we can get to the base of Machu Picchu, where a bus can take Patty and I up to the famous wonder of the world.
And you know we're at altitude when the tuk-tuk's mucking around like this. It's a plaza. Check this church out. It's pretty cool.
Each day I never know what the trip is going to bring and the life lessons I'm to learn, which is why I still begin each morning with a knot of anxiety in my stomach until we start cranking the tunes and getting in the groove of things.
Yeehaw! Let's get it. Oh, what the f is this? Oh my god. We did not make that, and I've just got these roadworks guys just looking at me like, what the heck are you doing? Amigo, ¿puedo tener ayuda para empujar?
Claro, claro.
Oh, we did it. Yeah. Muchas gracias. It's like barely 9 a.m. and we're already in the shenanigans. I've got my GPS set for avoid freeways and it's just taking us like above the city. We'll eventually get back on the highway, but this is us avoiding driving roads that are just barely existing.
I focused in today on the drive, filming only the interesting or the beautiful, which is why you're able to see the landscape change so much.
That's crazy through there.
Peru never ceases to amaze me. I'm so lucky to experience the immense natural diversity that this country has to offer.
Little egg omelette and a nice chicken soup. Don't know what this is, but it's always like a emoliente health drink. Yeah, all up, $2.50. Wild.
Every time you cook it, you just cook it. It's like, so the next time will be good, right?
Well, now how's this stunner? This is insanity. I didn't even see the river until we kind of just pulled off. You can hear the highway above us, but this is a random highway in Peru. We're 2 hours from Cusco, so we're like probably in a car, 3 hours and a half from like Aguascalientes, Machu Picchu. These are the sights. How about that, Miss Potts? What you saying? What you saying, Miss Potts? He's checking it out. How cool is it to be able to just get to know the world with you, hey? The most loyal friend in the freaking world, eh? This one right here. No, what you eating? Hey, Patty, Patty. Hey, no comes nada. Hey, Patty. No, no comes nada. See, big pots for pots. We just pulled up. I think for the love of the adventure, we've got to go get in that. So it's too much of a steep drop off, and Patty doesn't like water either. So for the few minutes, we're gonna take a little bit of a dip. Just gonna leave her there. We're at like 3,000 meters, so it's probably gonna be freezing. I haven't really mentioned this to the camera. I'll pull up the hotel because I remember which one it was. I woke up with a bunch of bites. I've probably got, you can see a line of, yeah, you can see how many bites I have. More there on the wrist. A few like on my back, I guess. Yeah, they're actually, unfortunately, all on my feet and down my thighs, but this cold water is really going to help that. I've been putting this cream on. I bought it. Yeah, I bought this 11 soles. It's like $3. Yeah, a few days ago, and I've almost used half the tube just trying to apply it every day. Frick. We almost went over. Oh my gosh. Surely this place is clean? Oh, frick. Yeah, it's freezing. Big laughs, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm just riding around Peru in a tuk-tuk and I've now found just a river to swim at along the highway. Actually today I got a message from my old swim coach, and he shows some of my travel vids to his children that he teaches, which is like really freaking motivating. So shout out Josh and his class of students, because that means a lot. How am I gonna get out? I made my hand a bit better, I think. It's a lot of bites. Sheesh. I look a bit strange. This freaking foreigner just walked out of the river. What did you say, Miss Potts? You miss me? Right, so we've just prepped ourselves and looked at the map. We've probably got about 2 hours of sunlight left, and we've got about a 2-hour drive to this little town called Anta, which is apparently like an hour before Cusco. So it doesn't look like we're gonna get to Cusco, but the good thing about Anta is it's this little left turn and then you're en route to Aguascalientes. So the plan was, yeah, not really to ever drive to Aguascalientes. The plan was to leave the tuk-tuk somewhere. I think we might be able to leave it in Anta and potentially catch the bus tonight, which means we can wake up in Aguascalientes tomorrow morning and be in line and get the tickets for Machu Picchu, which would be pretty freaking awesome. So that's the plan right now. Oh, isn't it, Miss Potts? You just sleeping?
Look at that, made it to Anta. That's a job well done. This might be the last bit of driving in the tuk-tuk that we're gonna do for the next couple of days actually, if we get on a bus. Wow, nice. All right, we've got a plan. Miss Putz, rarely do we have a plan, but we've got a plan. There's a police station right here. Yeah, hence why there's a police car, a car that police have picked up that's got a big crash in it, and these guys just hopped out of this little car there. So they've just pulled up to work the night shift, and I've just seen them and thought, oh, these guys will know what my issue is and how to get around it. So the plan is, I'm staying in this little town at 6 a.m. right on this corner. I can get picked up by a bus, and it's gonna save us from driving about 2 days drive in the tuk-tuk, which is 2 days we can't really afford to lose with the way the visa situation is looking, unfortunately. Very good team. Very good team here. So we are trying to stay the night here in this little town. And this is our first attempt at doing that. A little hostel. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? ¿Aceptas mascotas? Quiero quedar la noche. No? No luck. That'll be too easy. Holy heck, this town, because it's got tuk-tuks, it's the most I've been... Ooh, police. Yeah, what I'm saying is it's the most I've been like signaled to take people's places because they think I'm a taxi. Like this guy. This guy is taking people someplace. We paid and are staying in this hostel, like hostel, hospital is what they call it. So yeah, $10 US, cheap as chips. Leaving the tuk-tuk here in this random town, but in a garage that's safe apparently. So we're about to see how safe it is. And this is a solid spot. This is our little garage. It's $2 per day, and we can come back in 4 days, 5 days, or tomorrow if we are needing to take the tuk-tuk to Aguascalientes. So we won't know until we're getting on that bus, but this is fantastic. Great success. Yeah, you finished your food already. This is the humble abode, the $10 US spot for the night. I've seen a lot worse. We got big adventures tomorrow, Miss Pats. There's always some banger playing somewhere in Peru, and it's just on the walk with Pats. Hey, how good's this? How good's this? Join us next week on the Thrill Dream, where Patty and I take 2 local buses and a 3-hour hike to visit the famous Machu Picchu, showing off how a touristic site like this can be very affordable if you know how to do it right.